Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this in one go, so if I stumble over my words going forwards, I apologise in advance, and also apologies if the quality of this video isn't too great, if there's any lag. Sadly, it cannot be helped. Hopefully, better quality videos will come in the future. Today I am not talking about the adult Eurovision Song Contest for a change. I am talking about the junior edition, because this year's Junior Eurovision Song Contest is coming up. It's going to be staged in Poland, and a lot of people online are ranking the songs in order of preference. I'll be filming a video very soon, a preview of the contest, and then I'll be filming a review of the contest as well. There'll be a link in the description to my blog, where no doubt there will be blog posts about this year's edition as well. However, today I am going to be talking about my favourite Junior Eurovision performances to date, 2003 to 2018. Now, this does not necessarily mean my favourite songs. That will be a whole other video, which I don't think I've filmed yet. So that will be coming pretty soon if I haven't filmed it. But this video is all about my favourite JESC performances. I'm making this on a bit of a whim, but I do have a list in front of me of, I believe it's 36 performances from 2003 to last year, some recurring countries, some of my personal favourites, yes, but some songs that I'm not such a fan of as well, and I'm going to go through a few of them. I'm not sure how many. I might mention all of them, I might only focus on a few, I don't know. Haven't really planned this video. What I did a short while ago is I went through all of the songs in the contest's history to date. They are all listed online. The very first song was Greece in 2003. The 100th song was Armenia, Barcelona in 2009. The 200th entry was Bulgaria in 2016, Magical Day. And we've had 247 songs so far, the last one being last year's winner. But let's rewind back to 2003, and the performance that I'm going to go for here is Denmark. This was obviously their debut entry. It was song 13 in the show. It was Arabiens Drom, performed by Anne Gadegaard, who has tried to represent Denmark at the adult competition before, and hopefully she'll come back to Dansk Melodi Grand Prix before too long. This song finished 5th with 93 points. What I've tried to do here is single out iconic classic performances, performances that still look great and sound great today, even if it's years later. Excuse me, this one really does. She was wearing a sort of golden dress sort of outfit, a couple of other dancers with her. She sounded pretty good. She was very young at the time, of course, probably not even 10 years old, I don't really know. How old is she now? Does it say? 27, so she's slightly older than me. This was a really good performance, a very catchy song, and the crowd really loved it because the competition was in Copenhagen that year. And I think this song has gone down as a bit of a JESC classic. I've also got Belgium, Belarus and Croatia. Croatia actually won that year, but I think the Danish performance maybe was the most memorable and the best performance of the debut competition. From 2004, the only one I'm going to mention here is the song that actually won, and this is arguably the strongest performance there's ever been so far in Junior Eurovision. It was Spain, which won. This finished first with 171 points. It was, of course, Maria Isabel, another person who has tried to represent her country at the adult competition with Antes Muerta que Sencilla, rather dead than simple. This was just so great. It was a cut above everything else in the 2004 competition. Again, very young, of course. I don't know why I'm saying that, but you know, they were young. A couple of other dancers with her on stage. They had these fans that they were waving about. It was really, really striking. Lots of flashing lights. Vocals were really good as well. So much energy, so much confidence, and that really came through. And I remember watching the early years of Junior Eurovision on TV here in England, because the UK were in it at the time. I don't quite remember watching Spain's performance, the one that I'm currently talking about, but certainly I remember the older competitions quite well. And looking back, Spain absolutely should have won. The UK was second. What a tremendous performance. Arguably the strongest performance we've had so far in JESC. From 2005, I'll briefly mention what is, and I don't think I've ever mentioned this on my channel before, my favourite Junior Eurovision song to date, and it was The Netherlands. This was Stupid by Tess, and this finished 7th with 82 points. Probably should have finished a bit higher. She was wearing a sort of strange outfit, jeans, boots if I recall, and she was wearing a sort of tailcoat jacket thing as well. She sounded pretty good. She looked a little bit nervous, but then again, you know, these are kids. They're going to be a little bit nervous on a big, big stage. And in 2005, it was a huge arena in Belgium. And she had a couple of dancers with her who were doing things with their t-shirts, which was a bit weird. But anyway, really nice performance. And that song, my favourite Junior Eurovision song to date, it has not been surpassed yet. I think I'll gloss over 2006, maybe 2007 as well. There are two from 2008 that I want to briefly talk about. One is Belarus, which finished 6th with 86 points. This was Serce Belarusi, performed by Dasha, Alina and Karina. I don't think they were related. They could have been, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, again, such a confident, engaging performance. Quite a repetitive song, it has to be said. This was my personal favourite from the 6th Junior Eurovision in Cyprus. It says Nicosia here, but it wasn't in Nicosia. It was in Limassol, was it not? Anyway, really good performance, really catchy. They were all wearing similar outfits. Yeah, I don't think the lyrics need to be anything special in Junior Eurovision, and they certainly weren't here. But the performance was just really top-notch. And then a Junior Eurovision song which has to be up there as one of the very best of all time, to date anyway, and certainly one of the strongest performances we've ever had, and that was Lithuania. And this was their second ever entry. It finished 3rd with 103 points. This was Laiminga Diena, which means happy day, I believe, performed by, and I'm going to butcher this, Egle Jurgaitite. That's as close as I could get to it. What a tremendous performance. Sort of like a black dress, socks. I remember them. I actually watched this performance very recently and I can barely remember it. But there was a bit of choreography, like moving from side to side with the microphone stand. She had a sort of quite nasally voice, if that's the best way to describe it, but it still sounded good. It was really engaging. I used that word again. It was a really engaging performance, and she was on Lithuania's version of The Voice last year, I believe. She did a cover of Chandelier by Sia. Fantastic voice. She would be very good in the adult competition, so it's worth keeping an eye on her. How old is she now? She is 21. She finished 2nd in Lithuania's version of The Voice last year. Anyway, really good performance, really simplistic, but very, very charming. I'm just going to highlight that. 2009, have to mention Russia. Ekaterina Ryabova. This finished 2nd with 116 points, joint 2nd with Armenia, also a very strong performance. This was her first JESC entry because she was back for Russia a year or two later. Malenki Prince, the name of the song, which I believe means My Little Prince. Yeah, she was wearing a sort of red and black dress. Really energetic crowd at that contest in Kiev. Really catchy song, really likeable. Arguably the best song Russia's ever sent, even though they've won with another song. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Yes, you could mention Armenia. You could also mention the Netherlands, Ralf Machenbach, who won song 7 on the night, first with 121 points. Click clack. He was wearing a sort of blue and white striped suit, tie, Obviously, lots of emphasis on the clickety-clack of the shoes. Very, very good performance and a worthy winner. And you have to mention as well, probably the ultimate Junior Eurovision song. Maybe one of the best songs to never win. I certainly would argue that case. Belgium, Laura Omloop with Zo Verleefd Jodelo, performed in Dutch, finished 4th, 113 points. This was such a good performance. I think she was wearing a sort of like a white top and a yellow skirt. Can't quite remember. Oh, so catchy. So catchy. It started off slow and then it just became a really happy-go-lucky, charming song. Totally appropriate for Junior Eurovision. We do not get songs like this anymore. First of all, Belgium aren't in it, which is a shame. But we don't get a lot of songs that are really age-appropriate anymore, if you ask me. Let me know your thoughts on that. It seems as though the contest has definitely become a bit more adult in many ways in terms of the songs that we're getting every year. But anyway, this was tremendous. Absolutely fantastic. It's worth talking about Belgium. I think then we have to move on to 2012. 2 songs here that I'm going to briefly touch upon. Russia, again. This was song 5 on the night, finished 4th, 88 points. This was Lerica with Sensation or Sensatia. She had represented Moldova a year or 2 before. This song, really strong. I remember at the time thinking that this was easily one of the best songs that we'd ever had in Junior Eurovision. Now I'm not so sure, but the performance was really great. She was all in white, if I remember. There were a few other people on stage with her. Yeah. Fantastic. My personal winner. And then the actual winner was Ukraine, Anastasia Petrik, whose sister had been at the competition a few years before. This was Nebo. It won with 138 points. This was a very dramatic ballad, lots of swaying about on the spot, a smoke machine, light blue outfit, really good, powerful, really sort of... The best way to describe this song is that it was almost too good for Junior Eurovision, if you see what I mean. But it won, and it won comfortably. And then we have to move on to 2013 and talk about the actual winner, Gaia Cauci, The Start, for Malta. Again, a ballad, a sort of diva-ish ballad in many ways, but not too over the top, all about the voice, superb. Finished first with 130 points. It was the favourite going into the competition, I believe. Nothing could stop it. Fantastic. And Gaia, who must be, what, 18 now? 18, 19 years old, getting there. Maybe get her on the X Factor Malta. She could win it, go to Eurovision, the adult competition. Who knows? 2014, we have to talk about Bulgaria, who I think a lot of people were really disappointed didn't win. This was Chrissia Hassan and Ibrahim with Planet of the Children, although it was performed entirely in Bulgarian, I believe. Second place, 147 points. This was really, really good as well. Very classy, very elegant. There was a piano. Fantastic lead vocals. My goodness me, what brilliant lead vocals. And a song that I wasn't so keen on at the time, but now I really appreciate. Also from 2014, which for me, probably the best Junior Eurovision year we've had. And one of the best stages as well. Cyprus, massive fan favourite. This was Sofia Patsalidis with Ipio Morphimera, the most beautiful day, I believe that translates as. Finished 9th with 69 points. Sofia, beautiful. She was wearing a sort of very casual outfit. I think she was wearing jeans, and she had this cape behind her. Might be wrong on that, but I vaguely remember a cape. This had a really powerful, very catchy, engaging, I use that word again, apologies, but a very engaging chorus. Very confident performer. She used the catwalk. I'm amazed this didn't do better. And I believe Sophia is now a student here in England. But I could be wrong. And then, here's a forgotten Junior Eurovision song. The host nation's entry, Malta. This was Federica Falzon with Diamonds. A sort of operatic number. Finished 4th with 116 points. No doubt in my mind that if you were to be absolutely neutral and come up with a list of the best vocalists we've had in Junior Eurovision, this woman would be in the top 3. She'd have to be. Because we've not had a voice quite like it since or before, and we don't often get singers like this in the adult competition. This was amazing. I've watched the performance back loads of times. Superb. Malta must have been so proud of this performance. She nailed the vocals. She was on this little podium. It was very dramatic. Oh, amazing. For somebody that young to sing that well, incredible. And I really need to keep an eye on what she's doing now, because she could be a huge star all around the world with a voice like that. No doubt about it. Malta again, the winning song in 2015. This was Destiny Chukwuniere, who wasn't Eurovision this year. She wasn't Eurovision this year as part of Michaela's team. Anyway, this was Not My Soul. It won with 185 points. Destiny was on our version of the X Factor, I think, last year or the year before. Or was she on Britain's Got Talent? Can't quite remember. She was on one of them. Didn't win. But this song, a worthy winner. Really happy, really colourful, really soulful, even though the song's called Not My Soul. Brilliant singer. Another fantastic Maltese performance. 2016, I really liked the Netherlands, Kisses and Dancing, but we have to talk about Italy, a song that arguably should have pushed a lot harder for the win. Tremendous. This is absolutely one of my favourite Junior Eurovision songs to date. This was Fiamma Boccia with Cara Mama Dear Mom. The music video, nothing special, just her in a studio looking at her mother through a window. But the performance on stage that year, really nice, dressed very casually, sort of like a black jacket, white shirt, black trousers, all about the vocals, amazing, one of the best Junior Eurovision songs we've ever had. Could talk about Russia winning in 2017. That was a very strong, accomplished performance by Polina Bogusevic with Wings. But then last year, the two that stand out for me, I very much liked Armenia, but Kazakhstan's debut was absolutely superb. This was Danelia Tulashova with Utsine Sen, performed in Kazakh and English, 6th place, 171 points. People thought this was going to win. It didn't really come close, but this was so good. Vocally on the money. The music video very good as well, quite dramatic. You know, scenes of the Kazakh landscape. I believe it was Kazakhstan anyway. Really, really great. And then France, returning after so long with Angelina with Jamais Sans Toi. This was, again, one of those songs that we don't get enough of anymore. A song for children, performed by a child. This was finishing in 2nd place on the night, 203 points. So fun, so colourful, music video good as well. There was that hopping dance move. Oh, really fantastic. And that's it. What a really rambly mess of a video. But there it is. Hopefully the quality hasn't been too bad. Apologies if it was really poor. But those are my favourite Junior Eurovision performances to date. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe there are songs that I haven't mentioned that you want to put in the comments to let other people know. We've had some really fantastic performances over the years. We really have, coming up to 20 years. And some songs that sadly have been forgotten, which is a real, real shame. And of course some of these musicians have gone on to participate in Eurovision national finals or go to Eurovision, in the case of Nevena Bozovic. Destiny, who was part of Michaela's team, as I said, for her this year for Malta. So yeah, fantastic. Some really tremendous performances and some really amazing vocalists. Really, really good stuff. And it's well worth going back and taking a look at some of these songs again and finding out where these singers are now, because some of them have nothing to do with music anymore and some of them are still making music and still doing very well. I was taking a look at Cyprus 2004. Marios Tofi is his name. Huge star. Represented Cyprus, finished 8th that year, but he's a huge star. Just goes to show. And then of course Ogene represented the Netherlands in both Junior Eurovision and the adult competition. Anyway, enough. I will try and make better videos in the future. Videos that are maybe scripted in the future, because this has just been one long ramble. Anyway, enough. Let me know your thoughts and I'll be back soon, perhaps with an adult competition related video or a Junior Eurovision related video, maybe talking about my favourite JESC songs to date. Until then, thank you very much for watching and persevering with this nearly 20-minute long video, and bye for now.